I was walking, yes, it was at some point in high school at some point, sophomore, maybe even junior. I seriously can't even recall what years these were. And all of a sudden, it's the same group of girls because we all were like friends. We got past the whole mall thing.
Mhm.
And next thing I know, and this is what I think happened because it was the moment after I said this when things kind of switched. I would walk because during zero period, we'd all walk around like basically the square, like not really the square, but it was our high school was kind of designed like a square. So we would basically just walk the halls until you had to go to first period, just walking around. And I said, because we'd always go to this girl's locker before, like, it was just like a routine every day. We'd go to this girl's locker, talk, and then whatever. And I said one day, I was like, hey, I don't want to go to your locker. I need to get something from my locker. And so I like just left the group for a minute to go to my locker for something. And that's when I guess it was like really bad to do that. Cause the next thing I know, they were like being mean to me. Cause this girl was like this,
The
like,
it girl.
yeah, but not like the it girl of high school, but the it girl like in our group of friends. Like
Oh,
she wasn't like she had like people like friends and stuff, but like she wasn't like this. Because I mean, I was never popular, but I guess in like the average Joes, she was like the it girl. I guess you can say. I don't even. It was just weird, but yeah, they did a flip on me and then started like calling me names in the hallway. Got this like huge bully that could beat people up against me, and I was freaking traumatized by that because I was like, I don't want to get beat up. Like, what did I do? Like, what is happening? And yeah, so my sister, because I think my sister was a freshman then, so because my sister's always had my back. Like, she's just because people have just always talked crap and just has been mean because I'm different because I have epilepsy, which is not anything you shouldn't be ashamed for that. Like that's you can't.
no.
So my sister's always almost kind of been like the older sister, even though she's my younger sister. So when she was hearing about this, she was like, "You need to go to the guidance counselor." Like she was kind of doing research on bullying about like schools protocols and all that stuff because it was getting that extreme where like I would even go to my locker and I found a peacock and then a horse sticker. And they knew because I'm like deadly afraid of peacocks, which is so ridiculous, but I'm like really scared of them. And then they put like a horse on there because I resembled a horse. And like they put it in my locker and then they'd be on the other side just standing there like typical, just like, ah. And I mean, it's so like ridiculous now to think back on, but like in that moment, it was just like, are you kidding me? Like, what did I like?
That's so hurtful.
Yeah, it was like you guys know.
Traumatizing.
Yeah, and it's like you guys are basically you're calling me a horse. That's what that picture like. That's literally what it is.
Right.
And so that stuff built up, and that was just like traumatizing because these people are supposed to be like my friends, and then they just turn my back again. So it just felt like one thing after another.
You're
It
not
was
taking a break.
yeah, throughout like I never had like a good experience because I just had too many bad experience to really beat I didn't have that many good memories compared to like the bad.
Yeah. No.
So it was everything built up over years and it was just like, cause I'm like always laughing and stuff, but it's always the inside that I'm just like still like
Yeah.
this sucks. And then, but I mean, I'm glad I didn't. I mean, I went to a hospital senior year, like right before I graduated high school.
For attempting suicide?
Because I went to my mom and was like, I do need the help. I
Yeah.
was like, because it happened. Which I'm glad I went because that really helped me just to see and hear other people's stories, like what they did. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And then like I was just like, I don't really know if I want to get that far. It kind of gives like a wake up call. You're like, oh my gosh, okay, I don't know if my life is that bad. Like hearing other people's stories.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad I went to a hospital.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you and I'm really proud of you and so happy that you're alive and that you're with us today and you get to share like that marvelous smile and character that you are.
Oh my gosh.
Always laughing.
in college. I never got like bullied in college, but there were comments about people would bring up horse face. And Nate said that one day when we were all hanging out, and that just brought back like some.
Like,
I was like, is this a joke? So there were comments about my appearance still in college that still like really hurt my feelings. Like I was crying like quite a lot in college, but I'd be like low key about it because I was like these assholes. Like,
because I
and
definitely like don't ever remember seeing you upset in college. Like you
yeah,
were just, like always so happy and like funny all over the place. Doing, like your little skits in the hallway, little stunts everywhere.
yeah, I try not to show my emotions too much. Well, back then, I'm getting better with it now, but like I'm a lot better now. But back then, I didn't really. I just don't really, I'm just like, oh, no one cares to see that. Let's just like,
Yeah.
to hide your feelings, kind of thing. There's just so many different types of bullying
Mm-hmm.
that everyone, I'm sure, everyone's they probably have been bullied, whether they know it or not, because words, actions, the cliques, the posses, like when you gather around with certain people, even just like looking at somebody and like laughing at them, like that's mean. Like that's like, why are you laughing? Like what did that person do? And it's just hard, like it's a tough subject.
It is.
It's
It is. And I feel like a lot of people need to be way more mindful. And,
yeah,
and like you said, you can't change the past, but it's definitely how you carry yourself now and how you treat people now. So at
yeah,
the end of the day, like you can't like correct past behavior, but you can be a better person.
exactly. Like everyone's capable of changing. It
For
doesn't matter
sure.
how old you are. Like if you really, really want to make a change, do it. Like, and if somebody brings up your past, then you're like, okay, yeah, like
Own up
what?
to it. Like, yeah, I did, but I'm a different person now.
Exactly. You're just like, okay, like what's the point? Like we're in today's world. Like, all right. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this interview and talking to me and sharing your story and being very vulnerable. I really, really appreciate that.
Gosh, of course. No, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.